I don't want to... Yeah. You're happy.
Is the way it goes.
All right. Here are the 5 tips to safely secure your RRSPs to a property. I'm Renee Mass with GetBetterReturns.com. Let me tell you how I got screwed over purchasing a property. However, I was introduced to RRSP Mortgages. So we put an offer on a house. This was an estate sale. And it was one of those properties that needed a bit of work, but it was great. Area, good location, near school, shopping centers. It was pretty much the worst house on the street. And the people who inherited the house just wanted to unload this property. So we offered a low price and they gladly accepted. As the closing date approached, we waived all conditions. Yet 2 weeks prior to closing, my mortgage broker calls me and he says, "We got a problem. The lender wants out." Oh, this was bad news. I mean, this was very stressful at the time. I'd lined up all the contractors, I'd paid for the windows, I had paid for the kitchen cabinets, and everything was planned out. You see, the bank had done some due diligence, as they should. And all the details of this property were online. In particular, the home inspection. And within that home inspection, it said, cracked foundation. We knew about it. It was no big deal. I mean, we already lined up the contractor to fix the problem. It was simple. It was to dig the back foundation, put some parging on the cinder blocks, and blue skin. Simple solution for those who know. Guess how much it was going to cost us? $3,000. But for the lender, in fact, for all major banks, it was far too risky. A cracked foundation is not a good sign. They wanted nothing to do with it. So 2 weeks prior to closing, we lose our financing. So my mortgage broker calls me the next day. He says, "Listen, I may know someone who can actually help you out." It turns out it's Oprah Winfrey. No, I'm just kidding. It's his boss. And he had a substantial amount of money in his RSPs. And so he bought the house outright. So we were happy to proceed with the renovation. And 3 months down the road, we refinanced. Everyone lived happily ever after. Why would this investor do this? I mean, he knew I had other properties and experience, but that wasn't the reason why. He did pocket about $6,000 in a matter of 3 months. Sure, that was a bit of a motivation. However, how did he know that his RSP savings were secure by the purchase of this property? Well, it was quite simple. We obtained an appraisal on the property, and we found out the value of the property, and then we also looked at the purchase price of the property. And there was a huge difference between the value and the purchase price. What does that mean? It means that there was instant equity the moment we purchased the building. And the investor knew this as well, so he can invest safely in this property. Let me give you some numbers here. The value of the property was $300,000, and we picked it up at $230,000. Sure, it needed about $40,000 in renovation, but we were prepared for that. You see, the loan to value was less than 80%. So when lending your RSPs as a mortgage, you should keep these 5 things in mind. Number 1, find the value of the property. Figure out the neighborhood, the street, find out exactly what it's worth. Number 2, when you lend your RSPs as a mortgage, it should always be less than 80% loan to value. Number 3, meet the borrower. Find out their experience, what they own, their skills, their values. Figure out what they're going to be doing with this property, their motivation and their end goal. Number 4, know the exit strategy of the property. Is it a flip? Is it a refinance? Know in detail how and when you're going to get paid back. Number 5, you're going to need a good lawyer who understands and who's familiar with RSP mortgages. It's going to make the transaction a lot simpler. So this is the way you secure your RSPs to a property. If you found this valuable, subscribe to my channel, hit like, share with your friends. Thanks for listening.